Modern life seems to pass by faster and faster, and we always feel short on time, often forgetting what truly matters in our lives. But have you ever asked yourself how to live a more meaningful life? Throughout history, there have been many inspiring figures that make us reflect on how to live a meaningful life. Today, let's look back at some of their stories and lessons to find our own answers. Story 1. Emperor Ashoka. Emperor Ashoka of the Maurya Empire was once a ruthless ruler. Initially, Ashoka did not hesitate to use war to expand his territory and consolidate his power. He went through many fierce battles, notably the Battle of Kalinga, one of the bloodiest battles of that time. This battle not only caused tens of thousands of soldiers and civilians to lose their lives, but also left immeasurable pain for those who survived. After the battle ended, Ashoka witnessed the horrific scenes firsthand, blood staining the ground, and the cries of those who had lost their loved ones. These images shocked and awakened him. From then on, Ashoka completely changed. He abandoned the path of violence and power in favor of peace, compassion, and virtue. He turned to Buddhism and became a practitioner of its teachings. He not only changed his lifestyle, but also used his power to bring happiness to his people. He enacted numerous reforms to improve the lives of the people, building public works like hospitals, schools, wells, and resting places for travelers. There is a small but profound story about Ashoka. After renouncing war, he often visited villages and inquired about the people's lives. One day, he met an elderly farmer who shared with him how having a well near the village had significantly changed their lives, sparing them from walking long distances to fetch water. Ashoka realized that small actions like this could bring great joy and meaning to others. From Ashoka's story, we see that sometimes the meaning of life does not come from grand achievements, but lies in the small actions and changes we make in others' lives. Ashoka's transformation demonstrates that power and fame do not bring true happiness. Instead, meaning and happiness come from living for others, from compassion and sharing. Ashoka's story reminds us that no matter our past, we can always change and find the right path to lead a meaningful life. Ashoka is also known for the stone edicts and pillars he erected throughout his empire. On these stones, he inscribed Buddhist teachings and messages of peace, compassion, and tolerance. These stones are not only symbols of an empire, but also of the awakening of a man who transformed from a ruthless conqueror into a symbol of kindness. Through these actions, Ashoka left an enduring legacy in the hearts of the Indian people and the world. Ashoka gave us a valuable lesson about the power of change. When a person can let go of their ego and desire for power to embrace compassion, they can change not only themselves, but also the world around them. Sometimes, to find meaning in life, we need to pause, reflect, and have the courage to change our path. It is this change that will bring real peace and happiness to ourselves and those around us. Story 2. Confucius and the Philosophy of Humanism. Confucius, the great Chinese philosopher, left us with values about living ethically and responsibly. He was born into a poor family and faced many hardships from an early age. Despite this, Confucius always held firm to his belief in learning, cultivating virtues, and treating others with kindness. To him, the meaning of life was not about achieving great personal accomplishments, but about making the lives of those around us better. Confucius once said, "A person with virtue lives joyfully, while a person without virtue lives in anxiety." He emphasized the importance of self-cultivation and moral training, especially in how we treat others. One of his students, Yan Hui, was a living example of his ideals of morality and humility. Despite living in poverty, Yan Hui was always cheerful and diligent, uninterested in material wealth, and focused only on cultivating his virtues and helping others. Confucius provided many profound teachings about life, and one of the most important was Ren, benevolence the love, respect for others, and a sense of responsibility. He taught the benevolent is distant, but the benevolent truthfully is the shortest path to others. To Confucius, living with benevolence meant living authentically, being able to put oneself in another's position, and helping them in times of difficulty. Once, a student asked Confucius, "How can one achieve true benevolence?" He replied, "Treat everyone with tolerance and compassion, just as you would want others to treat you." Confucius taught us that a meaningful life is not measured by material achievements or fame, but by what we do for those around us. Doing good for others not only gives meaning to their lives, but also brings us joy and peace. In today's world, the moral values and humility that Confucius taught still hold true, reminding us of the importance of living for others and for the greater good. Story 3. Albert Schweitzer. Albert Schweitzer, who gave up his career in music and philosophy to become a doctor in Africa, became an icon of compassion and dedication. Schweitzer was born into an intellectual family in Germany, and from a young age, he was nurtured with a love for music and philosophy. He could have become a famous composer or philosopher, but instead of choosing the path of fame, Schweitzer decided to follow his heart's calling and help the poor in Africa. When Schweitzer read about the lack of medical care in Africa, he decided to change his life's course. He began studying medicine as an adult, and after graduating, he and his wife traveled to Lambert and Gabon to build a hospital and care for the poor. Schweitzer believed that true happiness is when we make others happy. This statement was not only his philosophy of life, but also the motto he lived by throughout his life. Schweitzer faced many challenges, from a lack of medicine and medical equipment to dangerous tropical fevers. However, he never gave up because he believed his mission was to bring hope and life to those in need. Schweitzer's story is not only one of compassion, but also a lesson in determination and sacrifice for others. Schweitzer once said, "Life becomes worthwhile when we know how to live for others." This statement is a declaration of ethics and social responsibility. He not only organized medical care, but also taught people how to live and take care of themselves. Schweitzer never considered the sick as burdens, but saw it as a responsibility and a way to find meaning in his own life. Albert Schweitzer's story reminds us of the importance of compassion and dedication. In our busy, pressured modern lives, we often forget the old values. Schweitzer reminded us that true happiness does not come from what we have, but from what we can give. When we live for others, share, and help those in need, we find the true meaning of life. So, what do you think about these stories? Have you found the meaning of life through what you have done or the people you have helped? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for listening, and may you always find joy and meaning in your life every day.